Audio Jungle.
A very warm welcome to all. Hope that everyone is doing fine. On the behalf of Pyramid Cybersecurity and Forensics, I welcome you all to this phishing webinar. Let me start by giving you a short introduction of our company. Our company Pyramid is an ISO 27001 and ISO 9001 certified company, which was established in 2008 to identify, prevent, detect, resolve, and protect them from threats, crime, and frauds due to the misuse of digital and communication devices. Now, let us see what all we are going to cover today. We have with us what is phishing, types of phishing, what is a phishing email, the anatomy of an email phishing attack, types of phishing email, and how to spot a phishing email. Let's get started with our first topic, which is what is phishing. Let's dive in. So phishing, a deceptive and malicious form of cyber attack, has been a persistent threat in the digital world. This online fraud technique involves attackers tricking individuals or organizations into divulging sensitive information like login credentials, credit card numbers, or personal details. Now, the term phishing is a play on the word fishing, as it reflects the idea of luring victims with bait. In this comprehensive explanation, we will dwell deeper into what phishing is, its various forms, and how to protect against it. Attackers employ various methods to make their fraudulent communication appear legitimate. They use tactics like replicating company logos, adopting official language, and crafting sender addresses that closely resemble the genuine ones. By doing so, they aim to convince recipients that the communication is authentic and trustworthy. Now, as you can see in this image, we have the attacker sends a phishing mail to the target. Then the target clicks on the phishing link and visits the fake website. And this fake website is the phishing website, which is replicated as the original one. Now the hackers collect all the important credentials, and then the hacker uses the target's credential to access the private information. So this is how basically the phishing system works. Now what are the types of phishing attacks we are talking about here? Now, the types of phishing attacks are phishing attacks come in various forms, each with its own technique and targets. Here are some common types of phishing. First, we have email phishing. Now, this is the most common form of phishing. Attackers send the deceptive emails that appear to be from trusted sources such as bank, social media platforms, or government agencies. Now, these emails typically contain links to fake websites or malicious attachments. Spear phishing is highly targeted. Attackers tailor their phishing emails to a specific individual or organization, often using personal information to make the message more convincing. It often targets high-profile individuals or employees within a company. Next, we have phishing. Phishing is voice phishing. Now, In this attack, the scammers use phone calls to impersonate trusted entities such as bank or government agencies. They manipulate victims into revealing sensitive information or making payments over the phone. Next, smishing. Now, smishing is SMS phishing. In this, the message via SMS or text messages is sent, and these messages often contain links to fraudulent websites or ask recipients to reply with sensitive information. In the fifth number, we have clone phishing. Now, in this, attackers take a legitimate, previously delivered email and make a nearly identical copy with malicious links or attachment. Now, the goal here is to trick the recipient into opening the cloned email, which now contains malicious content. Sixth is business email compromise, which is BEC. In this, the target businesses by compromising legitimate email accounts, often those of high-ranking executives. Attacker uses compromised accounts to request fraudulent wire transfer or sensitive business information. In the seventh number, we have attachment phishing. The attackers send emails with malicious attachments, such as infected documents or executables. When the recipient opens the attachment, malware is executed on their system. Eighth, link phishing. In this, it involves sending emails with links to fake websites that mimic legitimate ones. Victims are encouraged to click on these links and enter their login credential or other sensitive information. Now, as you can see in these images here, in the first image, we have 5 common types of phishing attacks. So here we have bulk phishing, spear phishing that we talked about, whaling, wishing and smishing. And in the next picture, we have the same ones which are spear phishing, clone phishing, wishing, snowshoeing, BEC and whaling. Now, what is a phishing email? Let's talk about what is a phishing email. Now, email phishing, also known as phishing email, is a type of cyber attack in which scammers send deceptive and fraudulent emails to individuals or organizations with the aim of tricking recipients into revealing sensitive information such as login credentials, credit card numbers, or personal information. Now, email phishing is one of the most common and pervasive forms of phishing attack. The goal of this is to trick the targeted person into providing sensitive data such as personally identifiable information that includes banking and credit card details along with the passwords. Now, this type of information can be used to access important accounts leading to financial loss or theft. Okay, now in regarding to this, we have a case on phishing email. Now, this case is Upshur Smith Laboratories. They lost nearly $39 million, which is $39 million. Now, this occurred in 2014, and because it is a prime example of a CEO fraud email, it is incredibly significant. Now, CEO fraud is a cyber attack by malicious actors in which they send phishing emails to the company's employee while pretending to be the CEO. A cyber attacker posing as the organization's CEO sent an email to Upshur Smith Laboratories accounts payable coordinator, telling her to follow the CEO and the company's lawyer's order. 9 wire transactions totaling more than $50 million were to be made according to the directives to the fraudster's account. Even though the company was able to halt one of the bank transfers, it still suffered a loss of over $39 million. Now, you know how dangerous this phishing email is. Now, What is the anatomy of phishing email? Let's get to that. The anatomy. Now, what is the anatomy of phishing email? Now, the anatomy of an email phishing attack typically unfolds as follows. First is deceptive email. The attacker meticulously crafts deceptive emails that are painstakingly designed to closely mimic the visual elements and branding of well-known and trusted entities. Third, within the phishing email, there is usually a compelling narrative or pretext that is deliberately engineered to evoke a sense of urgency, curiosity, or fear. Third, action requested. The email directs the recipient to a specific action, which is typically designed to lead them down a path that benefits the attacker. Data theft. If the recipient follows through with the instruction and interacts with email's content as directed, they may lead to a counterfeit website that closely mimics the legitimate site it is impersonating. Now, in this, we can see that this is a sample of a phishing email. If you see this at the rate msvu.ca, that does not mean that it is actually from them. Then, now this click here in the blue font is like a hyperlink. Now, this link goes to a suspicious website. The next we have is IT and S never ask you to click links to verify your account. So there are many websites or many companies that do not ask you to click on any links so that you can verify your account. Okay, now you have to always watch for spelling, punctuation and grammar errors like this is verify, which is the spelling is wrong. Yes. So make sure that you stay away from these kind of emails. Next we have is the types of phishing emails. Now let's see what are the types of email phishing we are talking about here. So now we first have with us is generic PE. These are standard phishing emails sent to a large number of recipients without much personalization. They often use a generic message to lure victims into clicking on links or downloading attachments. Spear phishing email. Now these emails often contain personal information to make them more convincing. Spear phishing emails are highly targeted and personalized. Attackers research their victims and craft emails that appear to come from trusted sources, such as a colleague, friend, or specific companies. Third, whaling emails. Now, this is a form of spear phishing that targets high ranking individuals within an organization, such as the CEOs or executive. Now, the goal of this is to steal the sensitive corporate information or gain access to financial resources. Fourth is BEC, which is Business Email Compromise. Now, this attack focuses on compromising legitimate email accounts, often belonging to high-ranking executives. Attackers then use these compromised accounts to request fraudulent wire transfers or sensitive business information, as we saw in that case study. Fifth is clone phishing email. Now, this involves attackers creating nearly identical copies of legitimate emails that victims have previously received. Sixth, phishing email. Now, these emails include a phone number or a request for the recipient to call a specific number. Attackers may impersonate customer support or financial institutions and use phishing as a way to extract sensitive information over the phone. Seventh, smishing email or SMS phishing. Now, this takes place through text messages rather than traditional emails. Victims receive SMS messages with links to fake websites or requests for personal information. Farming emails. Now, while not as common farming email exists, these emails may contain links that lead to fraudulent websites or encourage recipients to change their DNS settings, redirecting them to malicious sites. attachment phishing. In attachment phishing, attackers send emails with malicious attachments such as infected documents or executable files. When recipients open these attachments, malware is executed on their devices. In the last, we have link phishing emails. Now, these contain links to fake websites that closely resemble legitimate ones. Victims are encouraged to click on these links, leading them to fake login pages where they are prompted to enter their credentials. Now, how to spot a phishing email? Let's see how we can know that which email is a phishing email and which is the correct email. Now, spotting a phishing email is essential to protect yourself and your personal information from cybercriminals. So, here are some tips on how to identify a phishing email. Now, always check the sender's email address. Now, examine the sender's email address very closely. Phishing email often use email addresses that look like legitimate ones, but they have small variations or misspellings, so always look out for that. Second is look for generic greetings. Now, phishing email often use generic greetings like dear customer instead of addressing you by name. So, legitimate organization usually personalize their communication. Check for spelling and grammar errors. Now, phishing mails may contain noticeable spelling and grammar mistakes. Be suspicious of poorly written emails. Fourth, be aware of urgent or threatening languages. Now, phishing email often use a sense of urgency or fear. They may claim that your account will be suspended or that you need to act immediately. So be cautious of these emails that pressure you to take immediate action. Fifth, hover over links. Now, this is very essential. Now, hover your mouse pointer over any link in the email without clicking them. This action will reveal the actual URL where the link leads. Sixth, examine the URL in the address bar. Before entering any personal information on a website, check the URL in your browser's address bar. Legitimate website uses HTTPS and have a padlock symbol to indicate a secure connection. 7. Be aware of unsolicited attachments, which is don't open email attachment from unknown or unexpected sources, as they may contain malware. 8. Verify requests for personal or financial information. Now, be cautious of emails requesting sensitive information like social security numbers, credit card details, or password. Now, legitimate organizations usually don't ask for such information via email. Check for mismatched branding. Now, these emails often mimic the branding of well-known companies and may have a slight discrepancy in the logo, font, or colors. So, compare the email to the official website to check for inconsistencies. 10th, watch for unusual sender behavior. So be wary of email senders behaving unusually, such as sending messages outside of their typical communication style or requesting action that are out of ordinary. 11th, verify with the source. Now, if you receive an email requesting sensitive information or action that seems suspicious, contact the organization directly using official contact information from their website or a trusted resource. 12th and the last is use email security feature. Now, enable email security features provided by your email provider. Now, these features can help identify and filter out potential phishing emails. If a person is attacked through a phishing email, then what should they do? Or what do if you are attacked by a phishing email? Now, let's see what. So, first of all, do not panic. It's a natural feeling to feel alarmed, but staying calm is crucial. Phishing attacks can be addressed and mitigated if you take prompt actions. Second, disconnect from the internet. If you suspect that the malware may have been downloaded, or if you're unsure about the extent of the attack, disconnect from the internet, which as this can prevent further data theft or unauthorized access. Third, change the password for the affected account immediately. If you have used the same password for multiple accounts, change all of those. Use strong, unique password for each account. Fourth, enable multi-factor authentication (MFA) or 2FA, which is two-factor authentication on your accounts if they are supported. This adds an extra layer of security by requiring an additional verification step, such as one-time code sent to your mobile device. Fifth, scan for malware. Now run a thorough antivirus and anti-malware scan on your device to detect and remove any malicious software that may have been downloaded. So ensure that your antivirus definition are up to date before running the scan. Sixth, report the phishing email. Now report the phishing email to your email provider or IT department. They can take an action to block similar emails in the future and investigate any potential security threats. Check for unauthorized activity. Now review your bank and credit card statement for any unauthorized transaction. If you find any suspicious activity, report it to a financial institution immediately. 8. Monitor your accounts. Continuously monitor your account for any unusual or suspicious activity. Cybercriminals may attempt to access your account even after the initial phishing attempt. 9. Alert contacts. If you click on a phishing link or downloaded a malicious attachment from your email, be cautious that your email account may have been compromised. Alert your contacts and advise them not to click on any links or download any files from your email until the situation is resolved. 10th, consider identity theft protection. Now, if you provide sensitive personal information in response to phishing email, consider enrolling in an identity theft protection service. These services can help monitor any suspicious activity related to your identity. 11. Secure your devices. Ensure that your computer is up to date with the latest security patches and updates. Install a reputable antivirus program and keep it updated. And last, be wary of follow-up attacks. Cyber criminals may attempt follow-up attacks, so remain vigilant even after taking initial action to secure your accounts. Now we have some examples here. As you can see, what to do if you get a phishing email. Don't respond. Don't open any link or attachment. Report the email as phishing and delete the message. Here are look for warning sign. Don't respond. Avoid clicking on links and attachment. Use a virtual private network. Enable pop-up blockers. Use 2FA, which is two-factor authentication, and install a antivirus software. So that's it for our phishing webinar. Thank you for listening to me. If you have any questions, queries or feedback, please write in the comment section and we will make sure that we read each of your comment, as your comments are very important to us. Thank you so much once again for listening to us. Have a nice day. Stay healthy, stay happy.